TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How did you wind up in WWF?
What do you mean
When you first went up to work for Vince? Was that through your father?
No, I called up the office, and they took me right up.
What were you promised? Anything early on? Did they give you
They just gave me the standard 2-year contract. You know, the payoffs were great when I first started, and then they were great, and then they tapered off.
I was going to ask you, were you close with your brother when you went into the company? Did you travel with him at all, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were running 3 towns a night then. So, you know, we'd always, when we get the books and sheets, okay, we're going to be here together, you know, we're on this run, let's get together on this one. You know, when we were together, we ran together.
I guess, how would you compare the locker room from WWE to the Crockett locker room? How would you compare the two locker rooms?
Oh gosh. I mean, it was a lot different. You know, I guess I would have to say there was more backstabbing amongst the boys. You know, because each guy wanted to get ahead. You know, it wasn't like a family thing. It
right.
wasn't, you weren't. It wasn't. I mean, there wasn't that strong bond that there was. With WCW at the time. And then when WCW got bigger and bigger and bigger, that bond broke too. There wasn't that bond. They didn't have that bond.
Everybody wanted each other's spots.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Jealousy is a big detriment for our business. And I guess what I'd have to say is you strive to be better. You try to get ahead and everything, and somewhere in that focus you lose that perspective of know your role. If you know what I mean, because you're trying to advance, but you can try all you want to advance, but if the office ain't behind you, you're not going to go nowhere.
Right.
Not up there.
What are your memories of Hulk Hogan in the locker room?
Hulk Hogan, I had nothing but respect for him. I mean, he was always a gentleman to me.
Randy Savage, you shared locker rooms with Randy?
Yeah, Randy was cool.
Good guy?
Yeah, I kind of understood what he was going through. He had his wife on the road too. So,
did you ever witness anything with him and Elizabeth? Because we've done interviews with so many people, and everybody says he was very protective of Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, well, I was protective over Nicola. I'm sure Eddie was protective over Missy. But yeah, you're always going to be protective over over the one you love.
What were your initial impressions of Vince? Did you ever have any interaction with him in the locker room, or is he pretty much a guy that was not approachable?
No, I was able to talk to him. As a matter of fact, I talked to him last July. I showed up at the matches in Baton Rouge, and when I walked up, he had this look on his face like, and I said, Sam Houston. He goes, oh, Sam! And he grabs my hand, shakes it. He goes, you haven't changed a bit. I'm going, then why didn't you remember me? You got me on the 24/7 show, all day long. Evidently you don't watch your own production. Nah, I'm kidding.
Was there ever any plans to maybe mention you and Jake's relationship in WWF as being brothers, or was that pretty much something that they didn't want to do?
I guess it's something they didn't want to do. I mean, never got brought up to me.
Right. Now, you also got to work with Ron Bass. You had a little run with Ron.
Yeah, Ronnie was good. Ronnie was stout. So he was a good base for me.
Right.
I guess
Who did you travel with in WWF?
Hellwig, Jake and Duggan, Jim Neidhart.
He's a character.
Neidhart, oh yeah, we had a lot of fun together. Matter of fact, his daughter come up to me that night in Baton Rouge also. She goes, you're Sam Houston? And I said, yeah, I am. And she goes, my dad has told me so many stories about you. And I was like, I hope they were good. Oh yeah, they were entertaining. I was like, okay, Jim, what are you saying?
Any good stories you want to share?
Let's see. Yeah, one time I hit him right between the eyes. He had a battle royal, and his eyes, it sat him down bottom turnbuckle, and his eyes crossed.
Huh.
And I was like, whoa. and he grabs it, he straightens himself up, and he grabs that beard, and he pulls it down. He goes, Sam, if you ever hit me again, ooh. And when he did that, I went, okay, and I walked away. I was like, wow. No, but yeah, me and Neidhart, we had a lot of fun on the road. I had a lot of fun with a lot of guys.
Let me ask you about I guess when they started using you as enhancement talent in WWF, did that get frustrating to you as far as the way they were pushing you?
Yeah, but then I tried to go out there. I worked harder, just to get the match over.
Right.
And then, especially when they put Hulk on the third match, and then you're the match right after it.
Wow.
And you got to go out there and you got to try to get the people back. Well, I was always able to get the people back.
Huh.
I guess that's why I got stuck in that spot. And I don't think, back then the talent wasn't taken care of. I guess I'd have to say is what I feel, or what I would feel it needed to be, how I felt it needed to be, but it wasn't my company.
When you worked for Vince, you had a run with Danny Davis. You got to work with Danny.
Yeah.
What are your memories working with Danny?
Danny was great. I mean, he listened, and it was having a match with Danny Davis was like a chess game.
Because he was a ref and
yeah. So, you learn to work around people, or I did.
You got to work with Barry Horowitz too?
Yeah, Barry was fun. I mean, we had times in Carolinas and stuff like that together. Ribs being pulled and this, that, and the other. So
Now you left WWF after they told you they were giving time off, and you went to WCW. What happened in WCW? You weren't there very long.
No, I didn't stay there very long. Dusty wasn't there yet. Wasn't back there yet. I think he was still up there for Vince with the polka dots and everything, and Barry Windham was helping with the book till Dusty got back in there, and one night they wanted me to put Terry Taylor over in 2 minutes. I don't have a problem, putting him over, but it's just the 2 minute thing. That's the part that got me.
Right.
With a forearm. Here I am. I have taken every damn thing in the world, and you're going to beat me with a forearm in 2 minutes.
Did Terry understand your point of view?
I don't know if he did or not. I hope he does. It's nothing personally against the guy or nothing like that. It's just that here I am. I'm sitting here. Vince. Now after I started working back there, now I'm getting phone calls from him again, and then I'm sitting here with WCW. So I'm at an impasse. I don't know which way to go. I've been promised all this glitz and glamour, and this over here. But if I do this over here,
right?
I said, I told Barry, I said, I can't do that. I'm cutting my throat. And, I thought about it for a little while, and I figured, okay, well, I can do something. So I tried to figure something out, and I went back up to Barry, and I said, look, how about, and he goes, no, never mind, we got to take it care of, and he just turned around and walked away. And he told me to go on home. So
that was pretty much it.
That was pretty much it.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.